Okay, my name is Eric Acraft, and I'm the owner of Real Fighters Gym in Louisville, Kentucky. And this is Adam Edgerton, and he just lost the decision in his first fight of the tournament today. This tournament's kind of been our kryptonite the last few years. So yeah, he's won almost every tournament in the country multiple times. He's won this tournament in the past, but it's eluded us these last several years. So it's I think that adds a little bit of extra pressure to him that kind of hinders the performance. So I thought his fight today, while it was a little slow and boring for our style, I thought he eked out the decision. But there's a lot of intricacies that go into Muay Thai scoring, and I can also completely see how they came up with the decision for the other guy as well.
Well, how you feeling, man?
I mean, disappointed, obviously. Put a lot of hard work and fall short. It sucks. So it is what it is. You know, I know what I did wrong, so get back to the gym and work it out, I guess. So
do you like the technical aspect of Muay Thai being so precise, or maybe is it a little too precise? Are there too many rules for you, or is Muay Thai just force you to bring the best of yourself? Or
I think that it's what they're looking for to score is techniques that I don't really value. I can't change who I am as a fighter. So when I show up to here and they value the high kicks and the elbows and the clinch, when in my style I'm a kickboxer, so like I fight for Glory and other organizations that do nothing but kickboxing. So to me, my hands are the most important aspect. So the distance is a little bit different. Like with that guy, I kept on trying to get a little bit closer, but every time I try to get closer, he'd throw a middle kick or a push kick, and it really threw me off because I'm used to brawls, And so when he threw me off, I got irritated, and then wanted to hit him harder. I try harder, and then it allowed him to do his game plan better.
Did you guys clinch up at all?
Yeah, we clinched up, and I mean he was strong, and
how'd you feel in the clinch?
I felt like I was doing good for a kickboxer, but he practices it more. It'd be like him stepping in the ring with me in a kickboxing fight, and it'd be completely different. Like they would score my values higher than him, and I think that I would have won the fight. But I can't complain about the decision because I know what I did wrong, and I let them look at the fight and be like, oh, this is close, but that other guy's throwing, he got me with a couple good elbows, he got me with some middle kicks and push kicks, and he played to their game, and I didn't, and so that's why I lost.
What's the plan when you get back in the gym? So if you get back in the gym, do you work more on the Muay Thai, or do you just...
So here's Adam fights about 12 times a year, and as an amateur in the USA, that's a lot. In order to do that, there are not, for any guy his weight class, 12 amateur Muay Thai fights a year. So he has to fight Muay Thai rules and kickboxing rules. And this was his 50th fight today, actually. So there's not something to celebrate about. He didn't win, but it's still pretty cool. His 50th amateur fight, and the vast majority of those fights have been kickboxing rules. If you look at the professional ranks and where you're going to go, if you're going to actually try to make an actual living at fighting, between Muay Thai and kickboxing, you're not going to do it with Muay Thai. It's not developed enough. Especially in the United States. Whereas kickboxing, there's more opportunities internationally. I mean, if you look at just the history alone of K1 and now Glory, Super Combat, Infusion, there's lots of major kickboxing organizations around the world that pay well and that all have television contracts internationally. So you kind of have to pick where you're going to go. And the biggest difference of swinging back and forth, so for instance, in a month he'll fight on an undercard of a Glory event. And these tournaments are great practice to keep us sharp for those fights. That's why we attend every tournament we can attend, no matter what the rules are. But if you look at the difference between Glory and Muay Thai, you can only clinch for up to 5 seconds in Glory rules, and there's no sweeps or turns or dumps. There's no elbows, and it's a much more hyper-aggressive style where the guys are trying to really go. So if you look, Adam was pushing the pace, and the guy did a really clever job of just draw on him, man, a little bit like a matador.
Sure.
Let him come to him, which normally the other guy is right here, and they go. So that's it was a brilliant plan for that guy, and we've encountered that many times. And to be completely fair, if we're going to make a living doing kickboxing, it's not something we're going to try to change a whole lot with, because the other way we fight is rewarded much more heavily with money at the end of the day. So we have to, at some point, kind of pick a sport. We'll always play both. Even when he goes pro, we'll still do Muay Thai fights. And he'll continue to get better at Muay Thai. And some of our athletes actually have a propensity for elbows and better in the clinch. And some of those guys choose a different route if the financial means aren't as imperative to them.
One last question, and I'll let you guys go. Can Muay Thai in this country ever gain a strong enough foothold to attract a kickboxer to want to stick around and make him some money?
Yeah, I'll take it first. Yeah, I mean, absolutely it could. I mean, if you think, what does every professional fighter want? They want to have a schedule that allows them to fight often enough to make decent money, to have some notoriety, to be on TV, to have some fame that goes along with it. I think that the problem that Muay Thai has in America is, I feel that you almost have to backdoor Muay Thai to the U.S. fans. So what I mean by that is, it's always promoted with all of the traditions and the history and the Waikru, the Raw Muay, all of the aspects that I think your typical American fan is not looking for a anthropology lesson. I think if they backtrack just a little bit, and you'll see this in Thailand now with Muay Thai Max is fighting in MMA gloves. They're changing things even in Thailand so that they can try to attract a new base of fans. And I think the USA needs to do that as well. And then when you have the fans, because of the fighting, then you can educate them more about the history of the sport and all those beautiful things that everybody that's involved in Muay Thai actually loves.
Sure.
But when you lead with that, I think it turns a lot of people off.
Well said. Yeah, what do you think, bro?
Honestly, when I go pro, I'll do the same thing I'm doing as an amateur. Like Eric will tell me, hey, you're fighting this guy, this place, for this money, and I'll go and do it. But for my style personally, like, I enjoy kickboxing. I've been to Holland, 3 times. All my biggest fights have been in kickboxing rules, and the only thing I ever wanted to do was travel the world. So I never got into kickboxing being like, oh, I'm going to make so much money. Like, the money's always a plus, and everybody wants to make money, but my goal is to see as much of the world as I can. So if he gets a fight for me under Muay Thai rules, but it's to a place I've never been before, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. I really don't care. Like, I want to be the best fighter to come out of the United States. I don't care if it's kickboxing or Muay Thai. Like, I want to be everything. The old school Dutch guys, like, they would fight any rule set. They didn't care, but they were the best in every rule set, and that's what I want to do. I want to beat the best Muay Thai guys. I want to beat the best kickboxers, and that's my long-term goal is, I just want to be the best all-around fighter. And so, yeah, Muay Thai, I am all for getting pro fights as a Muay Thai guy. So